Hi everyone, welcome back to Valhalla Games Podcast. Great to be on the air again, great to be talking to Dan. Hi Dan, how you going?
Hi, welcome back everybody for another year. Hi Rex, I'm good. How have you been?
I've been excellent, thank you. I've been gaming and engaging in storage wars, in my garage that is, and painting the odd thing. And just generally getting back into it. The good thing about getting back to work is you finally get back to hobby, I found. I know that might be not everybody's experience, but over the break, while my family are all off, they're all asking me for things. So the Christmas break we're talking about, just gone, and once they finally go back to work and whatever else, I can breathe a sigh of relief and go, oh gosh, that's 10 less employers I have, and I've only got the one now.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody wants to miss time or events or maybe something special with the family over Christmas, New Year's. It's one of those things where the simplest thing can become a great memory. So it's nice to be able to put things down and walk away, but it's nice to get back to routine too, eh?
Yep, it is. Both are good. So I think the main impetus of getting together, Dan, is you've got an event coming up, and I'm super excited to hear what you're doing and what you're playing and your list and all that. But seeing as we haven't chatted for a while, should we have a real quick hobby catch up and see what we've been doing in each other's vast enterprises of hobby fulfillment?
Yeah, sounds good. Shall I start? I've been dabbling.
Okay. You've been dabbling. That sounds serious already. So let me have it, Dan.
All right. No, I think that. Let's see. Last year, as you know, I was doing terrain all the way up until the event, the end of September. Then I went away overseas. When I came back, I was like, new Soviets coming. So I invested loads of time in painting up some of the older Soviets I had from lots of different manufacturers, and I won't bore people with that too much, but I put it up on the up on YouTube's, or rather Rex put it up on YouTube's after your fantastic editing and stuff, so people can go and check it up there on Valhalla Games on YouTube. And I think my Soviets are sort of coming along there. There's a few, Rex?
Oh, yeah. So, A, absolutely outstanding painting and good effort there. B, we have more, what was it? We have more soldiers than you have bullets, something to that effect.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, how many were up on that showcase, Dan?
It's just under 300, but it annoyed me that I was just under 300, so when I went back to work, because I stay away from work, I painted up another 20 guys to get over 300.
As you do, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that was really inspiring, and for those who haven't seen it, valhallagames.net/YouTube will take you to our channel, and then it's as of February 2025, 26 already. It is the most current video, so have a look around that date if you're listening to this in some future world. Really outstanding. And I not only loved the miniatures and the quantity and the sheer love and just effort that had gone into painting them, Dan, but you put down a nice urban mat and quite a few sort of Eastern, or at least German / Eastern buildings, and the entire effect, and some backdrops as well. Couldn't slip that past me. Some painted matte backdrops, the overall experience of that was really great, really inspiring. Thank you, Dan.
No, that's good to hear. I hope other people have been inspired to sort of go and do some stuff. The backdrops were actually from Battlefield Accessories. So last year when they did another production run of their 6 foot and 4 foot sort of rolling hill backgrounds, which are everything I'm talking about now. The backgrounds are all printed on in full colour on, I guess, thin MDF. and or some other type of wood like that, so I got the rolling hills, but I also picked up the set they have for ruined cities. So threw them in the background. So hopefully people will see them quite nice, and that's where you can get them from. Apart from my Soviets, I have been doing other stuff. I got back to work, as I say, and painted some more Soviets, and then I went, oh, I need a break. So, as you know, I like to try and balance things, camouflage to non-camouflage, and sort of different forces and stuff. And I had a whole bunch of Waffen SS guys that obviously I still regularly collect those and get them together, because one day there'll be a massive Arnhem game going on, and needed to build up my forces in those. And I had a bunch of older metal sculpts that came with the metal set that you can get by mail order now from Warlord, and got them out, and I've been painting them up, and some vehicles too.
Okay, excellent. And how far have you got with that?
Well, I'm painting tonight. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? And I'll finish another 10 guys tonight. And I assembled and painted up a Opel Multier, the mule, so the half-track truck that Germans have. Nice. And I assembled and painted up a Robbenschlepper Ost, or a Caterpillar Track East. It's like a small, cute-looking Eastern Front vehicle, and that was the reward that the guys encouraged me when we had our event to take a prize myself, and I said I'd select one day, so that's the one I chose, and that's all made up. So that's maybe for something that we might talk about later.
Okay, sounds good. And other things, I sort of find it hard to believe that you've only painted 300 Soviets, and wow, I guess that was over a period of time.
Yeah.
But that and just that entire German army. Other things you've been doing?
Yeah, no, that's enough for me for the moment. Yeah, that's I don't need any more irons in the fire.
Yeah, a bit of one-to-one soldiering.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, bit of real life scale soldiering. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But what about you? Right, what have you been doing?
So not a huge amount. As I said, I hardly got anything done over Christmas, which was disappointing. For those who don't know, this end of the world, where it's warm over Christmas, we still have. In Australia, where it's 43 degrees on Christmas Day, we still have a baked dinner, and the guy walks, the Santa suit, and Christmas decorations with icicles and things on, and so, but because it's summery, from what I understand, in Europe or in England, for example, they don't have as much of a Christmas break as what we do here. But in Australia, because it's summery and everybody's going to the beach and doing all that, aside from their baked dinner and 40 degrees and Santa suits, we have quite a long break for Christmas.
Yeah.
In Australia and New Zealand, because it's the big break for the kids from school, and a lot of businesses shut down after the pre-Christmas craziness.
Yep.
And so in theory should have got a lot done, but in practice, mostly I got sort of 20 years worth of stockpiling junk at my house. There's beds and furniture and washing machines and what have you, and the kids don't need it. They've moved, at least one's moved out of home, and so we got rid of all that, and that took literally 2 weeks to do all of that. So not a lot of hobbying for me during that time, but I did get a little bit of painting done for my Barons War game. So as you remember, or other people, if you've listened to previous podcasts, I was quite keen on Barons War. That's a rule set by Andy Hobday.
Yep.
Andy Hobday, and now joined forces with Wargames Atlantic to for the plastic miniatures and promoting the product in that as well. So I've been playing a bit of that and really enjoying it. Interesting game. Quite, I probably have to say, quite fiddly. But previous to that, I was playing Warhammer Fantasy: The Old World, and my gosh, for a bolt action guy, that's a step up. So it's Wargames Atlantic. A great game and really enjoying it, and I've always enjoyed the thing of medieval knights. Not quite medieval from my understanding of that period of history, and I'm not a huge history buff on that period. I'm just kind of playing it as a fantasy game almost. Just throw some guys on the table and have a go. But the knights in shining armor and guys with crossbows and padded armor and all that sort of stuff, just lovely models, and really capture my imagination. So I've been mostly enjoying painting them up, and it's such a small model count as well, for a starting retinue of guys.
So if it's a retinue, then I'm guessing men at arms or whatever have chosen or have taken their knights' colours and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm guessing you chose some easy colour scheme to get them painted up. Did you, Rex?
Yeah, well, because it's such a small army count, I'm probably going to do 3 armies just because I love them so much, and so I've decided on yellow, black, and white.
Right. Okay.
Because I figured there were 3.
What about red? I thought you had red.
There were
as well.
3. Oh, but yeah, yellow and red. Yeah. Black and white. So 3 pretty easy colours. I've never heard anybody ever complain in the wargaming community about painting those 3 colours. I think
sorry,
you can
I set you up for that one because
yeah, I was planning to go into it. I have in my agenda here, which is 3 items long, painting yellow.
All right, okay.
As a topic. So you can tell how I'm going by my subjects in my emails, can't you, Dan?
Yeah.
And one started with painting frustration.
Yeah.
Yellow is not an easy colour to paint, I've discovered. Not a lot of yellow in bold action. And yeah, so I've typically managed to avoid it. I thought I'd go okay. I've been painting for a while. Oh my gosh, I've just completely failed. I'm sure it was adequate, but it was nowhere near what I wanted. It's like, right, hold my beer, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So I did a deep dive into painting yellow. Watched every YouTube video I could find, and took advice from guys at the local store and people that I knew that painted well. And honestly, I still haven't got it. But I think I'm on the way.
Good.
Yeah, that was a bit pain and suffering.
It's good to learn something new, though. It's good to do something new.
Yeah, and that's how I thought about it. I thought, well, so layering and painting is something that I've always wanted to do. When I first started out, it was base coat, wash, dry brush.
Yeah.
And then, I've progressed since then. I don't do any dry brushing anymore, except for maybe vehicles. I'm sort of moving more to a layering type of situation, but I'm not really that great at it. So I thought, this is a good opportunity to really get into it in quite a demanding colour. So I've been going through that. So I ended up buying, I think, like 5 different pots of paint in a week.
Yeah.
And I ended up buying an $80 New Zealand, so £40.
About 30 pence.
Yeah.
$80 New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah, or like $60 US or something like that. Wet palette.
Right. Okay.
And so more to follow on that. But I bought it, and I said to you, "This will make me paint. This will make me paint great, won't it?" And you said, "Well, if it works, great." and I had no confidence whatsoever. I opened it up. It's like, oh, this is not. This is. I don't think it's really any better than my Tupperware, my plastic Tupperware container with a sponge in it.
Yeah.
But it really has made a difference.
Okay.
And if I knew the brand off the top of my head, I think it's Redgrass.
Yes, that's the one you sent me. Yeah.
Yeah, Redgrass. Quite a bit different. And made a big difference for those layering jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So really, the only thing I've painted is Guys of Barons War. I've done okay with my knights with the yellow and red, but I've done some absolutely beautiful crossbow guys. Just taken quite a bit of time over them because there's only 6, so you can really take your time over it.
That's
going
great.
to do the last touches on the faces tonight, and I think that's my best painting that I've ever done. So ValhallaGames.net in a couple of days, and by the time this goes live, they'll be up, and you'll be able to have a look at my work.
Awesome.
Apart from that, I thought about getting the new 3D printer out of the box.
All right.
I thought about it.
Well, it's a thought that matters.
Yeah. One day. It's out of warranty now, pretty sure. And I haven't opened the box yet. I'm fearful, Dan, because our last 3D printing exploit with the resin, didn't go well. Resin ended up going down inside the machine, destroyed it. Can't get spare parts. That'll be a new printer, please. So yeah, I've got a bit of a bad taste about that. But any moment now, because Studio Historia, is that it?
Yeah.
Has released almost the last of their Kickstarter that I backed for late war Germans, and they've got some Hitler Youth there, which I've been looking for ages. So the will to do 3D printing is going to soon override the fear of getting out of the box, making a stupid mistake like I did last time, and ending up having to buy another $700 printer.
Yeah, well, firstly, that wasn't your fault. I don't know. I don't really understand what happened, but it obviously wasn't your fault because you've been working. It's obviously just a failure of something because you've been doing it for years and it's been going great. So
yeah, it's been going okay. I don't love it. I love my FDN, but I'm not too sure about resin. I don't love it. I like the results, but yeah. So for those of you who are interested, just got a hole in the FEP, which is the plastic layer that protects, that holds the resin in the vat, and the resin leaked out. Quite a lot of resin leaked out, and it sort of eroded the tape that protects it from going down inside the machine. So normally it would come out and it would go on the screen protector, and you'd just another screen protector, and you just replace it, and that'll be the end of it. But it actually leaked out and went down inside the machine by sort of partly dissolving the tape around the screen protector, the original Anycubic tape. So that was that. And just really annoying too, that you can't buy spare parts for the printer anymore. That's a definite negative for Anycubic, I have to say. Spare parts. Well, if it was sold in Australia, Australian consumer guarantees would require them to supply parts for a reasonable period of time. But because it's bought from overseas, if they stop supplying parts, you just got to buy a new printer. But as you said, I think we've well and truly got our money out of it. Got some really, really nice prints, and once I get the new one going, I'm sure it's going to be, generations ahead of the previous one that I had.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm impressed by you getting your hobby done. Yeah. Don't forget to post up those pictures of your Barons War guys. It's quite ironic because you've been working on the prize one of the prizes that you won at Operation Spring Awakening, and I have too. So that's quite cool.
Oh yeah.
So thank you to Rubicon Models Asia Pacific for mine, and wargames Atlantic for yours.
Yeah, that was a really great prize. I got a box set of Barons War guys, unmounted knights.
Yep.
And then, of course, I immediately needed to get the mounted knights as well. So that was a visit to War and Peace Games. Thanks, guys, for that. And so, yeah, I've got a couple of mounted guys and enough for a small army, and definitely enjoying it.
Great. Oh, well, that sounds like it's our hobby roundup. I wonder if we should take a wee break, and then when we come back, you can maybe probe me further on what I'm up to in regards to playing.
I'll probe you, all right? Don't you worry about that. Firstly, though, I just wanted to say, how'd you enjoy CanCon?
As I always do, I look there quite enviously and go, oh, yeah, man, that looks great. One day.
So, for those who don't know, CanCon is the biggest wargaming conference in Australia, run in Canberra, i.e. CanCon. And it's run on the Australia Day long weekend each year, which is the 26th of January. And neither Dan or I have successfully managed to get there yet. I have a big family gathering that weekend, and I've been told thou shall not pass on the family gathering. But things might be changing around next year. So I've heard from guys, particularly Brad has been posting about going down. A few of the other guys from Western Front Gamers in Sydney. Is that the name of their club?
Yeah. Yep. And Darren as well from the South Australian guys.
Yep, Darren from big bold action player in South Australia. So sounds like they had a great time. Well done, guys. Well done for keeping the spirit of bold action alive. Our favourite game right now on the podcast. You never know. Next year, Dan, you and me, CanCon.
Yeah, this time next year, Rodney will be at CanCon. Remember the Trotters? Yep. This time next year, there'll be a millionaire. Well, that could be us, but with CanCon.
Yep, I like it. All right, let's wet our whistle and take a break. We'll be back soon, Dan.
All right, that sounds good.
Sir, Patton's taken Palermo.
Damn! Palermo's the most conquered city in history. First the Phoenicians, the Romans, the Carthaginians, the Byzantines, then came the Arabs, Spaniards, Neapolitan. Now comes the American army.
This is from General Alexander, sir, reminding you that you are not to take Palermo.
Ask him if he wants me to give it back.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Rex, I hope you wet your whistle, because I know you've been working hard in your hot garage there before we got to record this. I actually found a couple of things worthy of mentioning it. I know a lot of people just think that that wet pellets are a waste of time, and I guess that if they slow you down and you're at a very normal or regular type of temperature, well, maybe that is wasting time. But for those of you who hobby in heat like you guys do in Australia, maybe a different story. Rex, what temperatures have you been subject to trying to do your hobby over there lately?
Yeah, well, it's not been too bad. I think so. Where we are, I'm just sort of an hour or so north of Sydney, on the east coast, yep. on the coast. And so we don't get the hot temperatures that they get inland from here. But inland from here, that's like, I got friends and they said, "Oh, just don't come visit us in summer." I'm like, "Oh, okay, why is that?" He said, "Because it's 45 degrees or 43 degrees or whatever every day for 2 weeks, and then it might drop a bit, and then we'll be back to that again." But we don't get that, thankfully. But we generally get sort of 2 to 3 40 plus Celsius we're talking about. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, I'm sorry. It's over 100 though, I think. So
I don't know. I think it's that movie, whatever it is, 197 degrees Fahrenheit, where books burst into flames or whatever. I think that sounds like 45 degrees Celsius to me.
Yeah. So let me just do it for our American friends. How does that go?
Yep.
Has that insult anybody? No, convert 45 degrees. So thank you, ChatGPT, for your help, to Fahrenheit. Is this riveting podcasting, Dan? Listening to me talk?
Great. That's great, yep. I like the way you thanked ChatGPT, so if it is in fact Skynet, then you're singled out for staying alive.
Yeah. It said, I assume you mean 45 degrees Celsius, which, yes, I do. And 45 degrees Celsius is 113 degrees Fahrenheit, which that even sounds hotter. It gave me the calculation as well, in case I just want to refer that later. And it also said, and yep, 45 degrees is properly hot, with a hot emoji with the tear on it. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
so your paint not drying up before you even get it from your palette to the model is good. Yeah,
and because the other thing too is it's humid here, so we have the air conditioner on as much as we can afford with the cost of power. But what's happening is you've got moving air, dehumidifying air. I've got a fan on as well because even the air conditioner is not keeping up, and all that moving air. If you don't have a wet palette, 5 minutes and it's done. And to be able to get a nice layer, you want really nice, consistently not runny, but perfectly consistent thin paint. And it's actually hard to keep it at that for any length of time. So, yeah, if you're in a cold climate, I guess you've got your own challenges. But in the hot, definitely wet palette's a huge thing. Couldn't paint without it here.
Yeah, yeah, and so also to help you, you've been doing some work in your garage, haven't you? What's that must be a relief to get your painting area sorted out.
Yeah, so I don't generally paint in the garage. I do terrain in the garage and that sort of thing. Like everybody's garage, I share my space with the civilians. I go out there and there's 3 bags of clothes dumped in front of my garage, and the bench is full of stuff, and I just go shake my head and just walk away sometimes. But I've been tidying that up, having storage wars and putting in under bench storage and bits and pieces. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm trying to store more stuff than it's reasonable. But I bought a portable air conditioner for the garage so that I could hopefully work over the Christmas break, Dan. But I think you've experienced that didn't work at all, right?
Yeah, but okay, but that's not your first air conditioner. So how many have you got there now? 4?
No. I tried one, a fairly decent sized air conditioner, but I bought a second one as well. And don't worry, I'm not wealthy. I'm just buying them on Facebook Marketplace. So I bought a second one, and I was like, wow, that's it now. I'm going to be good. But you know what? Because the garage is so poorly insulated in most people's garage, and in Australia generally a single skin brick, and a roller door doesn't give you much insulation. So that didn't make much difference either. But I'm okay now because I bought a third one.
Nice.
3,000 or 3 kilowatt air conditioners. Haven't got them all going yet. You won't be able to hear yourself think. You'll have to wear earmuffs, but hopefully it'll be cool.
I'm sorry for exaggerating and said 4.
Yeah. Well, I could eat some pie after that. Yeah. To quote Joey Tribbiani. Well, if a 4th one comes up, I'll be there.
Yeah, good. Well, I haven't been working in the garage, but I have been working. You want to know what I've been doing?
I do.
I have been doing something else hobby-wise. I sort of told a bit of a lie. I've been making a display board / carry tray. Do you know what this means, Rex?
I do. I'm waiting with bated breath. And so this is for your German army, right?
Well, I've actually made a display board with the generic basing that I have.
Okay.
So any army can get put on it.
Okay, yeah.
And I have avoided having recessed holes and stuff like that on there. I was like, you know what, that's a step further than what I can really be bothered doing. So making all the plugs to fill in the gaps, because of course you've got to have lots and lots of extras, and then so make it versatile for different armies. So yeah, so no recessed holes, just nice flat. Well, it's not flat; it's contoured towards the back. Space within a wooden tray with flip down legs, ready to carry my army around at the next event I'm going to.
Oh, that's fantastic. I do love a good display board. I often wonder when you see Best Painted, when you see everybody's got their armies on parade for Best Painted, whether people with a display board are at a significant advantage because, as much as you want to distance yourself from it and theoretically just judge the army, the theme and the basing and all that when it carries through just makes such a huge difference. And
I often wonder that as well. I always make a point of telling people that they're welcome, but but I'll tell people if it's a player voted one that they should not take that into consideration. Just look at the miniatures. And I tell if I have a judge, I ask the judge to do the same. But it's human nature, I think, if you maybe to like it. But that's not the reason why I've done it. I've just done it because it looks nice. But that's maybe the point that we're making, right?
Yeah, love it. So tell me about how you made it, because I'm a terrain guy, right? I'm a closet train set guy.
Yeah, well, why don't I just... I'll tell you what, I'll post it on our blog. I took a couple of photos along the way. Really easy. And it's not... I'm not trying to make out it's some masterpiece. It was generally easy, but I'd quite like to show people how easy it was. And maybe I'll post 3 or 4 photos in a sequence that show how I did it on our blog on valhallagames.net, shall I?
Okay, sounds good. So check in for that, people, on around about the 6th or the 7th of February 2026. And
what I'll do is I won't do it for 2 or 3 days, and then the last photo I have is I'll have my army on it, so you can see what it looks like, and the army photo will have been taken at the event I'm making it for.
Whoa! Now you're getting serious. Tell more.
All right, so actually I'm on my way up to Hastings, which is on the east coast of New Zealand, so Napier and Hastings are very, very close to each other, about 20 k's apart, I do believe. And in Hastings, which is where I used to live, and I've got lots of friends who wargame here, so I'm looking forward to meeting them again. There's a bolt action event. It's called the Battle of Hastings. Actually, I've got the play pack here, and it's got the Battle of Hastings Electric Boogaloo as the subtitle, so I quite enjoyed that.
Okay. All right.
I quite enjoyed that as much as the replica Bayeux tapestry of World War II guys and tanks and airplanes and stuff in the background, of course, ripping off the Battle of Hastings from 1066. So.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. So. And just recently, in the last 3 or 4 days, actually, Bo Mortensen up on his YouTube channel, Bolt Action Tutorials, actually received the army lists as well, and did a bit of a talking about, an overview of the tournament and as a review of the army lists, or he pulled out some that he thought might have had a better chance regarding meta, his picks for the meta. So there's a little bit out there about it. Shall I go through some more details?
Yeah, sounds good. Did he call you out for being cheesy?
Well, let's talk about that afterwards, shall we?
All right, okay, yeah, okay.
All right, so Rex, I've cunningly tricked you into this. In case you haven't realised, so this is the before the event podcast.
Yes.
So I don't know if you knew you were signing up to this, because we've done it before, but I realised that we actually didn't talk about it. But there will need to be an after as well. So okay. Just letting you know.
2 excuses to talk smack about wargaming.
Yeah. So we'll do this. We'll do this before, and then afterwards we'll have me crying into my tea afterwards.
Okay, all right. Let me have it.
But yeah, so it's being run over tomorrow and Sunday. So today is what we have, Waitangi weekend, which is a national holiday. which is in commemoration of the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi here in New Zealand. So Saturday and Sunday it is on here, 7th and 8th of February. It's in Hastings at a centralised sort of clubs like RSA, Return Servicemen Association, stuff like that. Limited 16 players. I believe we've got 12 signed up. And there's a few different guys. Jamie is taking the lead as a TO, but I think he's got a bit of a couple other guys assisting him as well, because I think this is Jamie's first event as a TO. Force restrictions, so no more than 1066 points. So the Battle of Hastings has got no more than 1066 points in your list, so he said if you know, you know, so I thought that was quite clever.
Yep.
A max of 15 order dice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we talk about that. So a list could contain early to mid-war units from your chosen army. So basically, he said, look, we're going to go early to mid-war. If it was manufactured and used prior to the end of 1943, you should be okay. So, there's been a couple of events recently that have had something similar to that, and that's okay. If everyone did the exact same event, we wouldn't have any variety or excitement around different things, different ways to play. So that's cool.
Yeah, and if you don't have an early war army, you're 3 months out or whatever when you hear about it, it's a good excuse to buy some more plastic and paint something up different and try a different theme or whatever as well. So yeah, I really like that, because otherwise you depending on what you are, you're late war Germans or whatever, you can just sort of get in a bit of a rut and you don't realise it. So great to challenge people. Well done.
Yep. And regarding the Germans, certainly the individual soldier's physical uniform, 1943 is a good time, because you can, or up to 1943, because you can be playing with early war uniforms, but also you've well and truly got the late war uniforms coming in as well. So most of your armies are pretty darn usable. So that's cool. Now the next thing is you said there's no cap on a total number of platoons, but there's only one of each type, except for infantry platoons, which you can have more than one.
Before you go on, actually, Dan, was it 1943 was the latest stuff?
Yep,
so
that's right.
So Panzerfausts are fine then?
Yes, first Panzerfausts were reported at Primasol Bridge, actually, funnily enough, and then the Americans captured some in Sicily a couple of weeks later. Actually, not even a couple of weeks. I think it was 6 or 7 days later that Yanks captured some in Sicily. And they were firmly in use in the Eastern Front in much bigger numbers. So spotted after that time. So, yeah, absolutely.
And if you, dear listener, didn't know that, you should buy the Battle for Primasol Bridge book, written by Dan and myself. New printing to be coming any moment now. By any moment now, I mean as soon as I get onto it, because we broke the news on that, because nobody had heard of it before.
Yeah.
Go on.
So only infantry, artillery, and weapons teams can take and hold objectives. So I'm reading off the tournament pack here. So some of you might say, "Oh, that's infantry already." So, but that's the way tournament pack's written.
Yep.
All the books and official PDFs for BA Volume 3 allowed. And basically what he decided was that only FAQs, erratas, up to the 21st November will be used. So, yeah, any additions or changes after the state will not be used as well. So I've taken that. I believe that includes armies as well. So that may explain the army breakdown if we've had a look at it. If you check out Bo Mortensen, as well as what I'll talk about later, there's no Japanese in there, so
okay,
that may be explaining why.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of prizes, so good on him. I believe Company Hobbies and Warlord Games are the sponsors for the event, so that's awesome. Thanks, guys, for helping out the community again. The format. So what we've got is we've got 3 games on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Pretty sort of standard. The missions. First one is hold until relieved. Second is key positions. Third is breakthrough. Then on the Sunday, first up, everyone will play Kitty Hawk Down. That's the version of that is in the Bold Action Alliance pack. There's quite a few out there. Some people have made little wee changes here and there.
Yep.
And the last game of the event is Land Grab. So there's no preparatory bombardment for any missions. And some of the missions have got night fighting rules. Some of the missions have outflanking and reserves allowed. And he's dictated that. So, yeah. So all the information's out there. So everyone had a chance to prepare and know what they were playing and adjust their list accordingly. So I guess intelligence told all the generals what they needed to prepare for, and they've all been putting their force together for it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Do you want to know what I take?
Yeah, I'm very interested. Yeah.
All right. So 1066 points. So
and 15 order dice, was it?
Yeah, and 15 order dice.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll talk maybe after I go through my army. I'll talk about that a bit. So in my time-honoured tradition, what I've done is I'm taking an army of whatever I'm painting at the moment.
Okay.
So I've decided to go with Germans. Physically, the models of Waffen SS. We'll talk through it as I go. So, first of all, my rifle platoon commander, regular. He's got an SMG and a couple of guys with rifle. My 2 main infantry squads. So I've got Panzer Grenadier squads, 7 guys with rifles in each, and each of them has an NCO with a submachine gun. Of course, Panzer Grenadier squads coming with mechanised infantry rules, so getting buffs to orders, getting in and out, and of vehicles, and also halving. Yep. Lessening the number of hits you take if your vehicle explodiates.
It makes a huge difference. And being in armoured vehicles as well rather than trucks, now that they're a little bit cheaper generally, I'm talking about my list and stuff, has made a huge difference to survivability of guys in vehicles. So I love that because it's so a bunch of German guys rolling up in a vehicle is so iconic, isn't it?
It is. So you would think that I would put them in an armoured vehicle. However, because I'm a skinflint at 1,066 points, they don't get armoured vehicles. These guys are getting whatever vehicles they can scrape up on the battlefield.
Yep.
Because it's 1943 and Eastern Front sort of a theme. The tide's starting to turn. So I have got a multi-air half-track with a Pinto MMG, and I've got a Rappenschlepper Ost. Both of those have got 12 guy transport capacity. The multi-air, of course, is half-track. The Rappenschlepper Ost is tracked, and it's so cute. And they're both coming in at regular.
Yeah, well, that's another thing that I've been playing lately, so I applaud you for your choices there, Dan. Anything with wheels on it, oh my gosh, it's just such a pain. I mean, yes, they go fast, but you're going through forests and that sort of stuff. It's just pain and suffering. So I've given up my wheels, Dan. I'm going for half tracks all round. So yep, good.
Yeah. Well, the reality is that the smart choice would have been another multi-air because it's actually more versatile than the fully tracked vehicle because the half track gets the best of both worlds, really.
Yep.
Even though it's obviously not an armoured one, that would have been great if I'd had the points. But and the multi-air has the ability to take an MMG on it, whereas a Robert Schlepper OS doesn't. But I had this model, and as I say, I like to take the army that I'm painting to inspire me to get it painted.
Yep.
And yeah, got it painted up, and it looks cool. And I'm following the rule of cool.
Yeah, excellent. Is that a Warlord model, that one?
Warlord do sell it in resin.
Yeah, I thought it was still in resin. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have that one. I got the Rubicon models one.
Ah, nice and crisp, and yeah, just really, really nice.
Yeah, it was great to put together. Yeah, it was really good. The thing would have, apart from the cab, everything fit together so well that it just would have sat there. Like the making of the cab, the insert for the driver and the seats and everything, and then there's like a back plate, I suppose you call it, which is the rear of the cab with the Pioneer tools and stuff on the back.
Yep.
That all just slid in and just stayed there.
Right.
So all I had to do was get a bit of super glue, because I'd painted it already just to make it easy.
Yep.
Scraped away some of the paint on each, put some plastic glue on, and then got some super glue and put a dab of super glue on as well, just to hold it in place.
Excellent. All right, sorry.
Basically made itself. So anyway, so going on,
Yep.
platoon number 2. So it is an engineer platoon.
Okay, yeah.
Platoon commander. So being engineers and staying with the theme, so platoon commander is a veteran. He's got SMG. He's with 2 infantry with rifles and another infantry with SMG.
Yep, right.
So 4 guys. And then going on to the engineer squads themselves. So late war pioneer squads, because the late war entry in the book is actually annotated mid to late, which is correct when you look at the vehicle, the armament loadouts, because you can, it's 1943, but you can take your Panzerfaust or whatever. The organisation has sort of changed.
Yep.
As well. So anyway, I'm boring it. So 4 infantry rifle.
No, I'm not bored.
NCO with a submachine gun. 2 infantry with a submachine guns. They got a bit of shootiness when they get out of the wagon.
Yes.
And a guy with a flamethrower. And obviously one of the infantry with rifles is going to be his assistant. And one of the guys has a Panzerfaust as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
So total 8 dudes. I got another engineer squad that is kitted out exactly the same. So another 8 dudes there. So another flamethrower as well.
Yep.
Transports. Because I've got engineers, I've gone with the engineer 2517 half track. So that's the one that's got the Panzerbuchse.
That's the one. Is that the one that's got the tracks on top for crossing?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I love that.
That's right.
I love. Is it a Warlord one or again Rubicon?
I've got both of them are Warlord. One of them, because it's 1943, and I do have a selection of the different models.
Yep.
But I thought it'd be quite cool, so I've chosen a Charlie version, which has the resin parts in it as well.
Okay.
And that 251 C base body, of course, it's got the older style 251 body, and then I've got a 251 D as well. So the newer style body, so that's quite cool too. Excellent.
And the Warlord box has got, which is why I asked you, has an amazing box art with that. I don't even know what it's called, but it's sort of like a dot camouflage. That probably sounds like later war.
Ambush camouflage.
Yeah, that's just beautiful. Yeah. I have 2 of those. Yeah, they're in the box. They're still warm and cozy. But go on. I digress you again.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. But I sort of enjoyed for the theme and the year that we got told to theme it to that I had one of each. So that was cool. They both got the Panzerbuchse on them. So, of course, 48 inches. Then they get the extra pen at 12 inches, I believe. And HE 1 inch. So I've got some sort of anti-tank there, especially if I get closer. and I probably am going to get closer because I've got quite an offensive unit there. I've got flamethrowers in each. I've got a few more submachine guns, and I've got a Panzerfaust. So if I do get close and my Panzerbüchse whiffs it, the guys on board have got some anti-tank capability as well.
Yeah, and 2 flamethrowers. Did you mention them?
Oh yes, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a test.
Spicy.
Cross your fingers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got a 3rd platoon. So this one here is a heavy weapons platoon, and being me, I've gone for mortars. Couldn't afford heavy mortars, so I've gone for a platoon commander, just one dude with a rifle, and we're going to be hiding him away, probably, but the rifle gives him capability to fire at least. Didn't save a point and give him a pistol. And then I've got 2 medium mortar teams, both regular as well, and both with spotters.
Okay.
So that comes to 1,065 points and 13 order dice.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, sounds really good. Sounds like.
What do you think, Rex?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's it does sound like an aggressive force. So you don't have any artillery. You don't have an artillery platoon besides. I'm sorry, I'll start again. You don't have any indirect besides the 2 medium mortars, which is good because one always
Correct.
just flanks it. So you got a chance of actually doing some damage. Everything else is get up and go, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The officer squads are sort of, they got some bodies they can sort of hold an objective maybe as well. Yeah, look, I don't think it's the great. Do I think this is the biggest world-beating, cleverest list anyone's ever? No, absolutely not. But it's along the lines of sort of armies I like to play, and it gave me the inspiration to go out there and finish a bunch of models that I was making, and that's the armies that I tend to choose, to be quite honest.
Yeah, excellent. And how's the paint job on your half track? Is it better than the ones that I took to your event?
The paint job on your half track wasn't bad.
I had some issues. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, actually, it's quite funny because I'm no stranger to chipping. All right. However, I can tell you that when I went to buy budget in-house off-brand hairspray to do my chipping, they didn't have it, and I was like, you know what? I bought like Schwarzkopf or something. I was like, well, it's probably quite thematic, isn't it?
Yeah.
German brand. So I brought it home and I put it on, and of course you don't leave it on there too long before you apply your cover, your Dunkelgelb and your camo and everything, and then you get your toothbrush out to, start chipping it off and everything. And that stuff was hard as nails. I tell you what, Schwarzkopf, I take my hat off to you. You do what it says on the tin, maximum hold.
Yeah. Because
I already was having trouble getting it off, and I knew to not leave it on there too long, and I knew, thin layers and all that sort of stuff because I've done it many times. But yeah, I take my hat off to them because that was pretty tough, I can tell you.
Yeah. Well, let's not go there.
Yeah. But yeah, so
sounds good.
They've turned out pretty nice, and hopefully, people will like it. You've seen most of my. I mean, I've got quite a variety of SS guys I can take because, of course, I'm assembling big armies for Arnhem and Normandy and stuff in the future. So again, I've probably got a couple of hundred of those guys. Yep. Actually, that's an exaggeration. In summer, I've probably got 100 and something. But I painted a bunch of new guys. I was really lucky. I ordered a box of the metal Waffen SS off Warlord, the direct only order. These are the ones that you used to be able to order in the individual poses. A guy firing a Panzerfaust, a guy, reloading his MP40 at the hip, a guy looking really natural, like really great pose, arching his back and throwing a stick grenade and all these other poses.
Yep.
But it's the poses supplied randomly, so you don't know what you're going to get. But when the box turned up, it was all the sculpts that I'd wanted to get, and I was like, this is awesome. So I was really pleased.
Okay. Okay, really good.
Yeah.
Yep. It's their depth of product is just so deep now, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
there was a box of stuff that I saw the other day, that I bought the other day. I can't remember what it was, but I said, I didn't know this was available. And they said, yeah, this was like one of the very first kits they made, but it hasn't come out since I've been playing Bolt Action. It came out before, so it was so old that I actually didn't know about it altogether, and it was just really refreshing to get some. And so, some of those old sculpts can be a bit, not just Warlord, but not necessarily Warlord, any manufacturer. Some of the old sculpts can be, varying quality, but you also, with that traditional method, I think you get sometimes a lot more classic sort of characterful models sometimes than what you necessarily do now. And although we had some really good characterful stuff lately as well. So maybe it's in the middle that they were a little bit Muppet Froggy. So the first US plastics, for example, with their weird little legs. But whereas the middle ones before that were really nice, and then everything else has been really nice as well. So I think maybe they just transition to different build methods. But yeah, I've just got such a stockpile of stuff, and I'm just very privileged to be able to afford to build it up over time. But I just can't wait to get into it and dig into it and start, and chatting to you today as well just makes me want to just go down to the garage and just tear open some boxes and start on whole new armies, because I'm excited.
Good. Yeah, I agree on what you're saying there. It's nice to have a few things. It's very, very privileged to have some toys, to be able to have be able to buy some toys. But now we've acknowledged that and moving on. So I'm glad you thought my list was okay. You know who didn't think it was okay? Bo Mortensen.
Oh, really? What did he say?
Nah, he didn't say anything bad about it. It's just when he did his pick for the meta, he certainly didn't even mention mine, and I was like, oh, I suck.
Yeah.
No, I just sat there and I just went cool, and I think the armies that he chose are pretty cool. So we've got a decent spread of different armies going there. As I say, no Japanese, but that's because of the cut-off date of things. We've got a few Germans. We've got Finns, Bulgarians, Romanians. Sorry, I can't remember which ones. I think it might be Bulgarians. So he picked his favourites, and looking at the list, I think there's some clever listing going on. I certainly think there's people who brought guns to a gunfight when I may have brought knives to a gunfight, but we'll have to see. It all depends on who you draw on the day and the mission and the tactics you use. And
I've been playing you at Bolt Action for a few years now, Dan. I think I beat you once, and that was a scenario.
No, it's more than that.
And
it's more than that. You beat me in the last event.
Did we? But you were playing the Gumby army, and you weren't really playing hard. I think you're in with a good show, Dan. No matter what army you turn up with, so I think you'll be good. But one thing I guarantee is that you'll have good fun playing Bolt Action.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. So it kicks off tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the armies too. Looking forward to seeing the people there, because there's a whole bunch of people that I haven't met before, but are I can see are stalwarts of the community here in New Zealand. But because I've been down the South Island with events and stuff, they haven't managed to make it to my event yet. And it's nice to be going to be really good to be able to catch up with them and roll some dice and have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, do you want to leave it there? And I will wait with bated breath for you to come home from war and tell me how you did.
That sounds good. Let's see if I can Let's see how badly I can do. Let's see if Bo Mortensen was right about my list. Damn you, Bo.
All right, so we'll so shall we adjourn this one and then come back and record it on the end of this podcast so that people don't have to wait?
Yeah, sounds good. People can hear me sobbing into my cup of tea afterwards, after the event. That sounds great.
So so after the next random song that we're going to put in there, time will have moved forward and we will hear Dan's results. Look forward to that, Dan.
Thanks, Rex. Good luck, everybody, in the event tomorrow.
Yeah, fantastic. Well done. Well done for putting on the event, and I'm sure it'll be a huge success. All right, Dan, soldier on. Hey Dan, you're back. Time has moved on and the event is over. Tell me, how did you get on? Did you have a good time is the first thing to say, I guess.
Yeah, I had a great time, yeah. Through the powers of the hot tub time machine, we've now jumped forward 3 days. And yeah, so the event in our long weekend has come and gone. The Battle of Hastings was run and I had a great time, thank you.
Fantastic. All right. Well, with no further ado, can you let me off the hook and let me know how you went, at least in game one?
All right. Well, I'll string you along. I'll start off with game one, day one. How does that sound?
I like
so
it.
It was 3 games on the first day and 2 on the second. So on the Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
So game one on the Saturday. First of all, got to the event. And the location, the venue was great. So Clubs Hastings it was. So a whole bunch of different clubs have got together. Return Services Association and a whole bunch of other clubs. And basically they've all got the same venue. So I thought that was very clever because the venue's great. Walked in and we had the dining room there. And there was a bar. And they're doing hot food and all that sort of stuff. So well done. Jamie and Simon, the organisers, for organising that, getting a good venue. So that was great. Got in there, got set up. And game one, which was hold until relieved, and I was drawn against Jamie to start off with. So that was fantastic. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So Jamie was playing US. He had 11 order dice for bang on 1066 points.
Yep.
So his rifle platoon, he had a platoon commander with a rifle and a infantryman with a rifle. Infantry squads, 2 US paratrooper squads, and they were exactly the same. Each had an NCO with a rifle and 6 infantry with rifles. And then we had an armoured infantry rifle squad. Same number of guys. Of course, they got the armoured infantry, which allows him to take some bazooka anti-tank teams, or an extra bazooka anti-tank team, because he's armoured infantry. So the second one gets unlocked by that. So that's quite tasty for him.
Okay. I haven't fought a lot of US since version 3. So yeah, I'll be very interested to hear all the choice snippets of what you bumped up against.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about it after I conclude the game. There might be reasons why, but maybe people are just finding their groove. That time he had a sniper team, as well as that. Second platoon, he's got an armoured platoon. So in the armoured platoon, he's got a Sherman 75mm gun. That's his command vehicle. He had M15 multiple gun motor carriage. So this is one of the tasty ones. This has got the turret mounted heavy autocannon and 2 turret mounted HMGs.
Okay. Is this the one that people affectionately refer to as the meat chopper?
I think that might be the M16. That one with the
Whatever.
4. Yeah, but it's
still
tasty.
chops a lot of meat.
Yeah, it does. I should have said that the command vehicle's veteran, the Sherman, and the motor carriage is regular, and also he had in there an M10 tank destroyer as well, which was regular.
Okay.
So yeah, that was his force, and we were playing on a railway facility table, and it was looked really quite nice. And I'll post some pictures up on our blog, I think, to accompany this, as we discussed last time we got together, so people can read along a story with us.
Yep.
So
sounds good.
if we go ring, someone will turn the page and look at the next picture. So have a look.
Yep.
It was a lovely board, looked really nice. So there was plenty of hard cover. The tracks were rough ground as well. There were lots of gaps in between the carriages and stuff, so that was cool. And then there was some soft cover as well on either side. So yeah, it wasn't just all hard cover all over the place. It was it was a nice looking table, and it played okay too.
Okay, cool.
When I say played okay, obviously we had a bit of a one shut down side, which is on my left flank, Jamie's right, and then we had some hard cover with roads going there between it on the right hand side, so on my right. So you can have a look at the pictures and see that. So anyway, yeah, how did this go? Well, we started off, and I think his Sherman came on and destroyed one of my Pioneer Hanamags, so that was a bit tasty. The guys inside took a few pins, bailed out. The Opal Mule also, I think, got destroyed. This time I think it might have been by the motor carriage, machine gun motor carriage. But then I got all my guys out. I'd sort of owned the middle of the board, got the guys there. You'll be able to see in the pictures that the central objective that I needed to hold was just in front, if you like, of all the rolling stock that was sitting there. So about 4 or 5 inches in front of the all the railway, sorry, the trains and everything that were there.
Yep.
I got all my guys in against the trains. That gave them all hard cover, and I sort of started to slowly pick my way through the train carriages and stuff across the rough ground. I sort of ignored the right flank. Jamie had some guys, had a sniper on the second floor of, I guess, must be the Fat Conductor's house or something like that. The sniper was trying to take out my commanders. I sent an infantry squad sort of just right to the middle of mine, got up there. They didn't actually do much, but they managed to sort of hold that side. He brought an infantry unit up, and eventually the infantry came out and tried to shoot up my squads as they picked their way through and were almost on the objective. but that regular squad which I had in there, the Panzergrenadier squad, moved forward and unloaded into them a couple of times. Didn't really kill much. He brought up some other squads on the other side of centre, so his right of centre. I was lucky, and in transport, I dropped a mortar onto that, ranged in with a 6.
Okay, yeah.
Put a couple of pins.
On first roll?
Yeah, put a couple of pins on his officer. Destroyed the vehicle, put a couple of pins on his officer, a couple of pins on the squad that was in there, and a couple of pins on his bazooka, one of the bazookas. I then finished off that bazooka. He tried to come up with the other one that had one guy left and he'd passed his test. I took him out with some shooting. He had a bigger squad that came on from reserve, an airborne squad. And I had my engineers out in the open where they'd gone forward to get a point-blank shot at the bazooka. And he charged me, but that didn't go according to plan. His paratroopers were regular, and he charged me in the open, simultaneous, but my guys duffed him over, unfortunately for him. So that was a few kills.
Yep.
Remembering that one of the awards he had, and I forget the name of it in Latin, but it was kill for every kill you actually got in close combat. So it's not, you don't count the whole squad if there are some remaining after the round and then they run away, having lost combat.
Okay. So
it's guys
guys killed.
Yes, actual guys that you've killed. So I think I got 4 or 5 in that particular combat. By this time I was sort of swarming over the central objective because I was first to it, and I had the hard cover behind the rail stock. I'd gone forward as well with a couple of sections, a Panzergrenadier and a Pioneer squad, so I was preventing him from getting closer. And then sort of in the centre, in the Fat Conductor's building, his squad that came out. Basically, it was the only squad. It was getting near the end of the game. I'd destroyed, so my Panzerbuchser had destroyed his M10 pretty quickly. They got into some hard cover. Both of them managed to get in there before they got hit. So they were right up against hard cover, firing out of it. Destroyed the M10. Destroyed the motor carriage, and I think we immobilised the Sherman. So it was looking pretty tough for him. He brought his guys out, last-ditch effort to shoot my guys off an objective, and basically I advanced on him with that Panzergrenadier squad that had sort of kept the sniper and then pinned down until then. And we decided that was the only squad that was going to do anything, so we roll off to see who would get the assault. You know, we didn't bother about any other dice, because no other dice in that turn would have mattered. We were like, save some time. It was a great game, we were having a great fun, and we were like, you know what, this is the only thing that's going to affect it. So we just said, let's roll a dice and see who charges who here. And I won, but it's not really winning, because it's a defended obstacle, because it was attacking across a... It was assaulting across a fence line. Yeah. So I drew, mine came out of the bag, a 50-50 chance, and so I assaulted, but it was a defended obstacle, but I ended up beating him anyway. So.
Yep. Okay.
So that was it. It was a pretty comprehensive win in that one, but you know, Jamie's playing the Gumby Army in a way that befits a TO playing a Gumby Army. You know. Quite courageously and throwing caution to the wind, and it was real fun, and really enjoyed it. So that was
cool.
Good.
Okay. And how did you play the space underneath the rail cars?
We actually discussed if we should play it where if you can see their legs you can shoot them, and I was like, there's so many wheels and stuff going on there. Should we just say it's dark or something and they can't see?
Right, okay. I'm waiting to go to a tournament like that where I'm hiding behind a rail car and somebody goes, well, I can see your legs under there. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we didn't discuss that before the game. My bad.
Yeah, well, Warlord specifically referenced it in the rules or an FAQ or something somewhere that, if you can see their legs, that's considered to be part of the,
Oh, really?
the feet or the shins, that's considered to be part of the main body, unlike a, radio antenna or a hand or a rifle barrel or something. So,
Yeah.
there is some justification to saying that, but, we just said, look, there's so much going on underneath there.
Yeah.
Are we really going to do that?
Because as my old martial arts instructor once said, you ever seen a man fight you with no legs?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, it's a thing. All right, okay. So pretty clear victory to you on that, and hopefully you were going to come out with a win because it was the Gumby army. So everything panned out just as it should.
Yeah. Well, TOs can play it however way they want, right? They could go into a game and play equally as tough for every opponent and then not count their score or something, or they might decide to have self-imposed rules like I do, where you can't go down, you got to assault if you think you can, and all sorts of things like that. And he and Jamie, said at the start he'll be playing with Wild Abandon, and he did that in every game. He just had a great time and threw caution to the wind. So yeah.
Yep. No, that's good. Fantastic. All right. So game one to you. Lots of fun. And
it was great.
That's on the scoreboard. So did you say that there was two questions I had. One, how long were the games?
2 hours 15.
2 hours 15. Okay, that's odd. All right,
2.25 hours for 1,066 points. And it was nice and
makes sense.
It was nice and relaxed, and it was good. It was good.
And was it a good venue? Like, was there plenty of space, or was there a fair bit of bum rubbing as normal?
Well, we had some other smaller events going on at the same time. I think there was the Hastings 40k players were playing like a round robin sort of event. I think there was 4 tables there. I think 3 or 4 tables. They were having fun there, and
40K, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
That's a sci-fi one or something, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the Sunday there were tables set up because on the Sunday there was a Blood Bowl event. But there was still plenty of room, and the guys have done a great job of setting up. And once you know what it's like, you sort of visualize there's plenty of room. As soon as we got in there and it was like, oh, okay, might be able to do with another foot, we just moved the tables and there was plenty of room. It was great.
Okay, cool. And then last question before you move on is, was there secondary objectives, which I think you alluded to with the kills in combat?
So there wasn't specific secondary objectives as in scoring for the tournament, going towards tournament points. There wasn't secondaries or tertiaries. There was the separate scoring going on for your kills for that award.
Okay.
There was so it was 5, 3, 1, so 5 for a win, 3 points for a draw, 1 for a loss. That was the tournament scores. So you couldn't get more if you like for depending on how much you won. It was just that was the score, and the tiebreaker was going down to kill points. So not the kills as in the number of models. For that separate award, again, that's separate. It was the kill points overall that you destroyed.
Okay, all right. So a lot less maths for everyone to have to deal with.
Yeah. One thing Jamie did have, though, was that he had a copious amount of, 3D printed tokens and stuff like that. And before every game, he'd say something like, oh, whoever gets the first FUBAR, yell out, you get a prize. Or whoever gets, the first unit destroyed from a shot that's 36 inches or more across the board, yell out, and that sort of stuff. So, yeah,
that's cool.
It was really good.
Something to keep it lively. So not as if your brain's not exploding enough with what's going on, but yeah, that's excellent.
Well, it was cool because something bad happened to you early on pretty quickly, and you were like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, a foobar," and you turn to and go, "Oh, is the prize for this one a foobar one?" And he'd say yes or no or whatever, and so you had something to sort of get excited about at the same time as your guys had just, I don't know, shot your mates or something.
Yep. Cool. All right, so game 1, we straight into game 2. Quick pit stop and a bit of food, or
We had lunch, had an hour break for lunch, and then came back, and so into game 2. And game 2 was the objects point defense. No, the one where you've got up to 7 objectives. Why has my mind gone blank on me, Rex?
Well, as it happens, I have my rulebook here.
Oh, thank goodness.
Key positions.
Key positions.
One of the players rolls D3 plus 4.
Yep.
This is the number of objectives used in this game.
Yep, cool. So in this one, the TO rolled for everybody, so everybody was the same, and he rolled up 5 objectives, which was great because it's an odd number, which I think is by far the best.
Yeah.
We placed them out. I got to place the first one, and so therefore I was 3, and he placed 2. I placed them, my 3, just my side that I was sitting on at that time, because obviously we don't know what sides they are yet. Just this side of centre, and he did the same on his side with his 2, and I won the roll off and stayed on the side that I was on. So, okay, so this table was an Eastern Front village, and it was sort of, I guess, spring. It was quite bright and lively, and it had a straight river running from players long edge to long edge. That was just off centre, so it was to my left and Aiden's right. So I was playing Aiden. I'm going to tell you about his army in a minute. There was a hill on the other side, and a whole bunch of log cabins and stuff around it, with a few pine forests. So buildings are buildings and trees are dense, and the river had a couple of fords on it that an infantry and vehicle could cross, or infantry could cross anywhere, but vehicles could cross it without an issue. So there were some crossing points. There was a few hedges as well.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
Yeah, and I was playing Aiden, and again, because I hadn't played Jamie, I hadn't played Aiden either. So it was great. So Aiden comes from the Kapiti Club, I think, sort of in between Palmerston North and Wellington, so that's good. He had 13 order dice British Army, 1,064 points. So in his rifle platoon, he had a platoon commander and one other, and with the guards, special rule. He had the infantry in that platoon. He had 4 rifle sections. 3 of them had 9 infantry plus 1 NCO, all with rifles. And the 4th one had 4 dudes and an NCO, all with rifles again. Every one of those had guards. The smalls.
What is that guard's rule?
So when you pass an order test, you remove 2 pins instead of 1.
Okay, yep.
Yep, so really good for, I guess, being able to shoot, particularly, well, for anything, obviously, but shooting is particularly handy because you pass your order test to fire, and then you remove the other one that would have given you a -1 for shooting, so it's quite handy.
Yeah, right. And quite big squads too, eh? Just slightly over average. Okay.
Yeah, well, 10 guys in each squad, except for the smaller squad. The smaller squad was veteran, the remainder were regulars. I should have said, actually, the platoon commander is regular too. He had a forward observer, regular. He had a sniper team, which is veteran. Had a Bren gun carrier, a regular, with LMG on it, of course. And he had an artillery platoon. He had a platoon commander, inexperienced, with a rifle. He had a 17-pounder at regular. 100 points, and I can tell it's pretty scary at 100 points because it's got that reduced HE. He had 3 medium artillery pieces, all at regular.
Oof.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And 2 of them had
Spicy.
spotters. The other one didn't.
Okay, yeah. Yeesh.
So yeah, a lot of shootiness there.
Yeah. And doesn't sound like it was an overly... it didn't sound like the table was particularly good at having places to hide.
Well, because
Fairly
I'd won the roll off, of course. What I did is I had previously deployed my spotters just my side of the centre in cover, and quite a long fields of view. Towards each other, the overlapping and stuff as well. So I could see all his baseline and more or less all the way up to the centre line, if you like, where the log cabins sort of started, the log houses sort of started.
Yep.
So I had good line of sight with those guys. At the same time, I used sort of the middle and the right hand side mostly for deployment of my guys. And just basically cutting down on the lines of sight that he had being obscured by the buildings for him.
Right, okay.
Because I deployed my spotters first, it sort of deprived him of the best places for his.
Yeah, that can be significant. What is it? Is it 12 inches?
Yep.
Yeah, that's can really... You got 2 spotters that really locks things down and quite limits them to where they can go. So, okay, good plan.
Yeah, so he deployed basically gun on his right flank, gun on the centre, gun on the left, and his 17-pounder was on his left flank, my right as well, sort of between the two guns there, with the best arcs that he could possibly get, really. And I just basically went for it. I had 3 objectives on my side of the table, one of which was on the left-hand side of the river, so on the opposite side of the river. I deployed one of my Pioneer squads in the Pioneer half-track over there, and they just moved as hard as fast as they could behind the cover of the hill, and got up towards there because it was a transport with infantry in it. We claimed that sticky objective, and then moved on.
Yep.
In the centre, I didn't claim that objective for quite some time, even though it was the closest one to me, and the reason for that is because it was quite open. I had an officer command group there, and the reason why I didn't grab is because there's only a small amount of dudes. I felt they could hold it because he didn't have anything in outflanking or anything like that, but I didn't want to sit there because it had good line of sight to one of his spotters, and also the gun that had no, it was a medium artillery piece that had no spotter. It was a clear sort of fire lane almost down the river. Towards me, and I've got some photos of this, so I'll post it up on our page. You'll be able to see. So I kept the guys out of sight behind that building for a late in the game sort of dash out and grab it.
Yep.
On the right, I moved up another Pioneer squad in a half track, and pretty early, I think turn 2 or turn 3, I captured that objective and then moved forward of it to create a buffer. Got my guys out of the wagon. He destroyed a couple of my vehicles. A 17-pounder did well and shot up a 17-pounder destroyed the mule, and I think it might have been the gun or the 17-pounder. One of them destroyed my Rappenschlepper Ost, so that Ralp's never going to schlep again in the east, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah.
Got the guys out though. There's minimum pins done on them. The Panzer Grenadier rules came in pretty handy, being able to halve number of pins. and really that disembarkation took them sort of further forward against buildings, then out of sight, and creating that buffer zone for the objectives again. Yeah, so I'd created that buffer zone, and then it was just a case of wearing him down, getting across the board where I could into his face. He held one objective with his with Montgomery and a squad of guys, and I moved a squad forward and just with my mule as well, just sort of shot down the fire lane that was the river and whittled them down. It didn't look like I was going to get them, but eventually the on my left flank the Hanamag, the pioneer one, came forward, and using it as cover, the pioneers came in behind it, killed the infantry, shot Monty in the face. I can't remember what that was. I think it was a Panzerbuchse shot Monty. So I think.
Did he actually have the Monty?
Yes, he did. Yeah. The Warlord
okay.
Monty model, and
Okay.
it's a cool model, so I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so at the end of the game, and at the end of a fantastic game, and he hotly contested the middle too, by the way, so I didn't have it all my way. I held the objectives 4-1, and yeah, it was a really good game. Really enjoyed it.
Okay. So it sounds like you like sticky objectives now, eh?
Well, there's
you know
a
how to play
reason
the game,
why.
don't you?
There's a reason why I've got mobility, right? So I've said my, Dan's law of human needs, whatever bolt action player needs.
Yep.
So yeah, getting up there against that army in that terrain, winning the roll off for the sides really helped me as well, and yeah, it did the business. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Aidan was a great guy to play against, man. It was entertaining, and it was a pretty unique army because he's got loads of artillery in it. You don't see artillery platoons so much at the moment.
No. Yeah, I've played a couple of times with artillery platoon with my Soviets, the Gods of War and all that.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't really seen it in the wild so much in our Australian meta anyway, for the little that I've played in tournaments in the last year here. But yeah, it's good.
Yes, it was a great game. It was a great game. I sort of had what I wanted in the right place at the right time. As I said, the Panzer Grenadier rule came in handy. Did I say pins? It's half the pins. It's half the number of hits, obviously, when
I think
your vehicle gets destroyed.
We all knew what you were talking about.
Oh, right, cool.
I've played cheeky Panzer Grenadiers myself at your tournament.
Yeah.
For that exact reason. Oh, half tracks and Panzer Grenadiers, just love it. Can't get enough of that.
Yeah. Well, and Aidan's arm is fantastic. He's really into the British, and he had this beautiful display board and everything. I took loads of photos, so I'll post them up when this goes out. So everybody check it out, because it was really good, and I hope to play him again in the future.
Fantastic. ValhallaGames.net.
Yes.
So that's 2 wins to you then.
Yep, 2 wins.
So
2 wins to me.
Was it Swiss?
No. So Jamie said right at the start, he said, a lot of us here come from, the same clubs. We've travelled from, quite a distance, because we had to travel, just over 2 hours to get there. He said, I don't want people coming to the event and playing the same guys that they play every week. So what we're going to do is, basically, we're going to organise the draw so that it's sort of Swiss, in that you play the person closest to you, your current result that you haven't played, and on a table that you haven't played yet either.
Okay.
And that was cool, because he said it right at the start. It was no problem. It was great.
Good. Yeah, it sounds like a real friendly tournament. You can get a bit caught up in the whole, detail of the thing, can't you? Instead of just relaxing and playing games. So all right. So it's sort of Swiss. So now you had 2 wins.
Yeah. Well, now I had 2 wins.
Game.
I was up against somebody else who had 2 wins.
Expecting to face someone else the same.
Yep. So I was up against Kieran, and Kieran is playing Finns. Okay, so obviously he's done really well with this platoon. He's on 2 wins, and he's an experienced player and a friendly player as well. In fact, he was last year's Best Sportsman Award winner for the similar event in Hastings.
Okay, yeah.
So he's got a rifle platoon to start off, of course. He's got a platoon commander with an SMG. That's all he's got apart from skis, of course. He's got a sissy recon squad. So 3 of them that are exactly the same. And in those squads, we've got 5 guys with rifles and 1 LMG. They've got skis again, Master of Hunt, of course. So advance, go into ambush. We have got what do we got here? We've got a normal rifle squad. So this one here's got 1 NCO and 4 guys. So 3 rifles, 2 SMGs. And again, assault and tough fighters. What I should say is that everybody's added tough fighters. He's added tough fighters to every squad, I do believe. No,
Okay.
he hasn't. He's added tough fighters to one of the recon squads, and the rifle squad's got tough fighters. He's got a sniper team, as you would.
Finished sniper. Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sorry, go on. I've got
go.
questions. I've got questions bubbling over.
You go.
What book are the fins in?
They're a PDF.
Oh, of course. I'm looking through all my books, going, hang on a sec. I don't. Yeah, because they used to be in the weirdo armies of Axis and Vision 2, didn't they?
Yep, that's right.
Yep. Okay, PDF. Right. I'll have to go and find that and do some studying. But I like the idea. And please tell me it was on a snow table.
Well, let me finish this list, and I'll tell you what table we're on.
Okay. All right. I'm jumping the gun. I'm excited. I'm excited.
So we've got an anti-tank team with an anti-tank rifle. We've got a T20 Consomolets. We have got an armoured platoon then. So we've got the BT5/BT7. So this is the wagon that's similar to the T28. So it's a big, long land ship with coaxial medium machine gun, a turret-mounted light howitzer, 2 times turret-mounted medium machine guns covering the front and left and front and right arcs respectively, and a pintle-mounted MMG. And 3 of those, were all the same. So they were the T28 Postashuna, I should say. That was the upgrade to it, off that base model of BT5 and BT7.
Okay.
So he's got flak, he's got HE 2-inch, he's got howitzer. They're unreliable, but he's got Laura pins that can come out of them. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
As well as that, so he's got an artillery platoon. Again, platoon commander, just a dude with an SMG, and he's got the 20 ITK 38. So it's the platform-mounted light automatic cannon, HE 1-inch, and a gun shield. It's got flak, so he's got a couple of those.
A couple?
No, I'm lying. I think he's just got one of those. There we go. No, just 2.
Just 2.
Just 2.
Right.
And he's got a reindeer. The reindeer was acting as the mule. The mule for towing one of the for the guns. So horse-drawn limber. Yeah, which is the reindeer. So he's got a slow, which is only when towing, and it counts as a wheeled vehicle.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, and I don't know where he got his models from. I don't know if Warlord has any, maybe old ones, but
Warlord's got loads.
Have they?
Yeah, I've got a
Okay.
painted army of Warlord ones.
Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go. I haven't even seen that. I've got a whole lot of 3D printed ones from a whole army of 3D printed stuff made by, excuse me, mispronouncing his name, Propylene.
Propylene Felichescu or something like that. Just Some Miniatures, I think, is his moniker.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, Just Some Miniatures. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Just Some Miniatures.
Please
Yeah,
excuse us for butchering your name. That wasn't intentional, but I bet we have.
Yep. So he ran a Kickstarter a couple of years back, and I bought all that. And he has the most amazing reindeer and like pulling a litter with a injured guy on it and stuff. It's I just can't wait to have time to paint up a Finnish army because it's really really beautiful models. But I digress.
I've got a bunch of those as well, and I'm going to paint them up and add them to my Warlord ones. The Warlord ones are quite small. I think they might be the original Paul Hicks sculpts, perhaps. They're the smaller metals, but you know what? That's fine. I'll just add the dudes to it. So Kieran's army looks great. He's in the process of painting it, but the models are modelled fantastically, and he's got a theme going on. And so it looked good. And now the only question was it going to kill me whilst it looked good?
Yeah.
So we got drawn on a urban table.
All right.
With
Okay.
city ruins all over it, except in the middle, where there was a big killing field and a big killing zone, and in the middle there was a trench system.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, a trench system. So you could shoot across it and everything. You got hard cover when you were in it, but you could shoot across it. So it was a killing area. It was it was pretty tasty. So I think
Any snow?
No, there was no snow,
Okay.
which was good
Sometimes they have-
because he's got skis. So
Yeah.
and I don't,
Yeah.
which means every single step is rough ground for me and not for him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes.
I wouldn't want to do anything that made him highly mobile and shooty.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, oh, you know what? This Posttune is going to hurt in triplicate here. So what am I going to do? He's got a really good army, and he's a really good player, and he's a great guy. I knew how to play with it, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw my Raup over there to schlep some Osts over onto my right flank with a Panzer Grenadier squad in it. I'm just going to run them up there, hopefully distract something. And then I had two choices then. I was like, you know what, if I've distracted a couple of units here, what do I do? Do I have my guys walk across the board out of their transports? Do I leave them in transports and hope to get lucky? You know, what do I do? So I left them in transports, ran them across the table, / advanced them across the table, bearing in mind they're all half tracks or fully tracked.
Yeah.
Big
bonus.
Yeah, it just didn't go according to anybody's plan that would have played against Kieran. Really, he played really well, and he had the tools, but he played really well. The amount of pins that come out of the Posttuners were tasty. My guys in the rubber slip, so they were probably almost they weren't the hero of the game, but they came close. They're quite heroic. So we advanced down my right flank, and we actually ran. I was like, all or nothing. He had a rifle squad over there, got forward. The anti-tank actually took out my rubber schlepper Ost. The guys had to disembark. Then the rifle squad shot them up a bit. The next turn, they were sitting there, and I got a fairly early dice, and I saw a bit of a corridor between his squads, and I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assault his anti-tank team. Hopefully I'll kill them, because I had 3 guys left. So I thought if I'm lucky I could kill them and maybe slingshot off the board using the consolidate move. Using the way that his deployment zone, DZE laps around the edge, so the 12 inches
yep.
come up the edge.
Yep.
And I killed his guys, and I rolled a 6, and I moved my guys, and I got there, and one guy was half off the board, and the other one guy was like 2 millimeters away from the board edge, and another guy was a whole base behind them, just because the way that they'd been as they ran forward towards the enemy. So they did not get fully off the edge or touching the edge, and I said, I think they have to be touching the edge now. Can we check? We had a look in the rulebook, and yeah, to move off, every model in the unit has to be touching the edge now. So
yeah, right.
they did not get off the board. They were hanging off, and they were promptly daka shot that turn by the rifle squad there.
Right, so they definitely went off the board after that. But
They
not
went
in
off
a
the
good
board.
way.
They went all the way to dead. They're not coming back.
Yeah. Sorry, I got all excited about fins and modelling and stuff. As breakthrough, is it?
Sorry, yeah. No, that's my fault. I don't think I said. Sorry. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Breakthrough.
Yep. No, your good description had me going. So okay, all right.
I think it's my fault. So sorry, team. I know I said that the missions in an earlier part when we spoke the game pack, but I'm letting you down as the commentator, aren't I?
No, I'm fully on board.
So on the left flank, I had basically nothing in the middle because it's wide open, killing ground. So
Yep.
I avoided that left flank, went up there, and I was just trying to basically beat him to the draw, maybe to cover and stuff like that. Just didn't even make it very far at all. The Postuners just putting so many shots out and stuff like that. A good positioning by him and good game plan. And they were just pin sprinkling everywhere. My guys got out of the wagons as the vehicles, their transports were destroyed. They had plenty of pins on them. But then there was just, another vehicle to follow up with like 12 pins or something like that, potential pins at them. Something like that.
Okay.
Between the shots, and at each one of them. So many shots and so many units were around there in that vicinity that he just did a really good job of pin sprinkling and pinned out a couple of units.
I actually pinned them right off the board.
Yeah, yep. And
Okay.
considering where we're at with shrugging pins off and rallying and stuff like that, because I did rally,
Version
I rallied
3,
at least one unit once, then they just went straight back to going up to maximum count again. Eventually, anyway, I got off the mule, and the mule had the engineer platoon. No, he didn't. He had the Panzer Grenadier platoon commander and the squad in it. So I got 3 units worth of points for getting off there. But it was just a kill fest for him, and he ended up tabling me justifiably.
Oh right, okay. With what was left on table, it was. Yeah. All right. Okay.
But I mean, I looked back after it, and I just said, we had a great game, by the way. I looked back afterwards, and I was like, what have I done wrong in this? And there was lots of things. For a start, because I didn't know the meta, I've got a list that's not that competitive, but not dreadful either, but not very competitive. It certainly wasn't, to Kieran's standard, but he was well drilled. Well practiced. Now, of course, is rusty, but most of all, he just had a really good game plan, and I had 2 choices, basically. Split up, go on foot, and sort of try and make it across, or stay on my transports and try to be lucky. And I wasn't lucky, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah, right. Okay. So do you think that Finn's are very strong, or do you think that he's just got a strong list, or do you think it was just a collection of things?
Oh, I think Finns are strong. I think like in the Soviet hands, I think those particular T-28s are very strong, and quite good in those circumstances. But more importantly, he just played really well.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know the like when Version 3 came along and we all got half as many shots with our MMGs. Vehicles didn't seem quite as appealing anymore, but still, if you've got like the T-28s that I've taken a couple of times, they've got so many guns on them that even at 50% shot rate over a static MMG, there's still a pretty high chance of hitting because you've got multiple guns. So you still get a lot of shots away.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said, you got, you've got, obviously each vehicle can only, put one pin on a unit, that on the unit it's firing at, but if you can fire at 3 such units with, if your turret's firing over here, then you got the smaller turrets on the side, and the arcs, front and left and front and right arcs, then you can put pins up to 3 units. So it's good. It's good. It's just a good list. He was well practiced, a gentleman to play against, and he wallops me, and I just went away going, you know what? I just didn't have it.
Yeah. All right.
I still replay it and go, you know what? I could have been on foot, and maybe somebody would. And I was like, well, would I have got 3 units off the board if I was on foot? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even got those 3 off the board if I was on foot. I'm pretty certain of it. He just would have hunted me with his tracked vehicles through the ruins and, through a killing ground, because I would have had to go left to go right, so I was channeled there. Otherwise, I just would have died in the middle of the board. So there was just no... Yeah, it was a Hail Mary, basically, but it was one that, looking back, I still think I probably had to take. I could have played better, but and he played great, but it was just what you had to do.
Yeah. And, those 7+ mobile... mobile tin can that you're moving across the field with, at least then you're not susceptible to infantry shots. So
well, you can be pinned.
If you get them out and run,
yeah.
Then you're just taking pins and shots from everything, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, you can be pinned, of course, but which is also where the fins are fruity. But no, it was just a tactic that just didn't pay off.
Yeah, right. Okay, so 2 wins and 1 loss, and we absolutely shattered at the end of the day.
I'd like to describe it as 2 wins and 1 absolute thumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, went home, went back to the motel I was in, and had a great day. I was really tired, but had a great day. And, dreamed the dreams of not quite champions because I'd just been walloped, but I was quite satisfied after my first day. It was good.
Okay, good stuff.
And I really enjoyed it. The event was going great. I was very satisfied.
What did you have for dinner? Did you have pizza with swirls on in honour of me?
No. Somehow our tournament talk always talks to this, but you know what? I did think of you because at 2000 hours I decided to get up off my ass and go and get my dinner. And so I went to a local fish and chip shop that had been in town, because I used to live in Hastings, as you know, and went and got this place called Kippers, and they have a smorgasbord, one of those ready laid out smorgasbords where you can choose stuff and you put it in a container or whatever. And so at like 1 minute to 8, I walk in there and he's sweeping the floor, and I'm like, oh, can I get a $20 container, please? And he goes, I'm closing, so if you want to take everything that's here, you can have it for $50. And I was like, okay. So he got out this massive tray and filled it up with everything that was left and the whole buffet Bain Marie.
Right.
And I'm still eating it now, Rex. I'm still eating it now. Tonight I'm having the last of the Chinese takeaway that I had.
Okay, yeah. Well, you better eat the last of it now, because any more days than this, and it might be like, might not end well.
It's got prawns and fish in there, but I don't need to be worried, do I?
No.
Nah, it'll be
no,
good.
Just put it in the microwave. It's fine.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
a whole story. That's a whole Dan and Rex brothers story that you won't be party to. But let me just state for the record that you should put your fish, and especially shellfish, in the fridge to keep them good, not in the microwave. That's all that needs to be said about that.
Yes, that is true.
All right.
So day 2
slept
dawns.
like a baby.
Yeah, I actually did. I slept really well. until the hot rodder that was staying at the motel cranked up his V28 engine or whatever it was in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I'll post that picture too so people can see what I'm talking about. And it was loud. It was impressive, I can tell you.
Okay.
So anyway, so that woke me up at like 6:45 in the morning, which is fine.
Yeah.
I was only dozing anyway. I was actually awake. Got to the venue and so the draw I got. So I was playing a guy called Mitchell. And I don't know if you played him during the event, Rex, but he was at Operation Spring Awakening last year. So Mitchell Perham. And he was playing Germans. I'll go through his list. So he had 13 order dice. So same as mine. 1,063 points. So he had an officer with a pistol and a Panzer Grenadier squad, which is a dude with a rifle, 4 infantry guys with a rifle, and 2 with LMGs. So an LMG squad basically.
Yep.
He had a Here Grenadier squad, which was 5 guys with rifles, an NCO with a submachine gun, and one more infantry with submachine gun, and one of the guys had a Panzerfaust. A Spa Trippin squad of 4 men, veteran. The others, the platoon commander was inexperienced. The other 2 squads in the rifle platoon were regular. He had a 251/1, just your average Hanomag with a front MMG. He had a platoon which was an armored platoon. So in it he had Stug 3, and it had Panzer Ace on it. It also had the command vehicle rule on it. Had a Panzer 3E, I believe. Or F, anyway. That's the one that's the Dakar Panzer. So the turret-mounted light anti-tank gun, the hull-mounted MMG, and 2 coaxial MMGs. It also a Panzer 38T. So it's got the light anti-tank gun, coax MMG, and a hull-mounted MMG.
Okay, that's a lot. Yep.
And he's got another rifle platoon. So platoon commander with a rifle. Another Spa Trippin squad, which was veteran. Platoon commander was inexperienced. Spa Trippins all got rifles. Here Grenadier squad, all with rifles, 5-man, regular. And anti-tank rifle team, regular. And lastly, a light mortar team, inexperienced.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a pretty well selected list. And he's a great guy, so I was looking forward to having a game against him. We got a table. How would I describe it? I'd probably describe it. Let's describe it as the Dutch table because it's got a windmill, I think, in it. Let me have a look at my picture here so I can explain it without having to think too hard and strain my grey matter, Rex.
Yep.
Where's my picture? So in the middle, or just off centre, it had a windmill. Then it's got a couple of wooden houses. It's got lots of craters. Obviously suffered some sort of preparatory bombardment.
Yep.
And lots of trees. Lots of trees around the place. In the picture which I have, there's a church and a cemetery as well.
Okay.
So in the picture which I'm going to post, the initial picture without our guys on it, our armies on it, you'll see there's like ground cover. There's like a furry undergrowth sort of cover on the table, but the TO decided that he wasn't happy with that. It was unbalancing miniatures, so we took that away. So in the pictures later of our game, you can see that it's just got a green surface on the top, which was nice. And that's what we played on. So that is the same table when viewers look at that, or listeners go to view it.
Okay, all right, good.
Now this mission, so don't forget this time, was Kitty Hawk Down. So, turn 4, just to recap for you all, we were playing the version of Kitty Hawk Down that is in the Bolt Action Alliance rules by Brad. So turn 4, the Kitty Hawk plane crashes. You hope it comes from one direction, you nominate that, but on a 1 to 3 it comes in on the other table edge. And then you roll 10d6, and that's the distance from the table edge on the centre line that the plane crashes. And there's a crater there, the centre of the crater, 3 inches from that. Whoever has the most infantry or artillery units in that 3-inch radius from the centre of the crater at the end of the game is the winner.
Gotcha.
So we start the game. The Spar Trooping, of course, are infiltrating. I got my spotters out. Spar Trooping, shoot at my spotter number 1, kill him. I'm like, oh, that's a bit of a bummer. Spar Trooper number 2 fires at the other spotter, kills him. I'm like, okay, that's even more of a bummer because I'm hiding my mortars behind windmills and trees and stuff like that. So I'm like,
yep.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try for opportunity shots, and then later on in the game, they're my reserve objective rushes for later in the game.
Yeah, sure.
Again, I sort of split my force, left flank and right flank. I had Pioneer squad on each. I had the 2 Panzer Grenadier squads in the middle. Everything was mounted up, of course. Platoon commander in one of the Hanemags, and platoon commander in the Mule as well. The Opel Mule multi-year. So, rushing forward, trying to dominate the centre of the board without getting exactly on the centre, because if the plane crashes on you, you know all about it.
Yep.
He quickly destroyed, I think it was with his Deckerpanzer, Panzer 3, destroyed my Mule. Luckily, I rolled really well for the officers and the officer and the Panzer Grenadiers to get out. They had minimal pins on them, so they went into cover from buildings, and they were actually pretty much exactly where I wanted them. So they started just going into ambush, rallied initially, then started going into ambush each turn until I was going to need them. I had the Rappenschlepper Ost, shot up the board, did a couple of, shrugged off a couple of shots from Stugs and so on from being in hard cover, eventually rushed in behind the windmill, disgorged its cargo of Panzer Grenadiers, and then tried bugging out to the rear, but unfortunately was hit and destroyed there by one of his armoured vehicles, I do believe.
Okay, but it did its job.
Yeah, it did. I was trying to plug away and then get close to a Spar Trooping squads, and I tell you what, they shrugged off almost everything I fired at them, especially on my right flank. Those guys were nails. They really were hard to kill for me. They were in hard cover to start with, and they went into the copse of trees that was closest to the centre of the board, which eventually is pretty much where the plane ended up crashing. So yeah, he was whittling my squads down. Eventually, I managed to outflank him and kill off the Spar Trooping squad on my left flank, his right, and get in amongst some squads there. Killed a platoon commander, I think, and his LMG squad there. So I started to hook around to the right, towards the centre of the board. By this stage, my Panzer Grenadier squad was continuing to sort of do okay and hook around. However, he'd managed to put a pin, actually 4 pins. He'd managed to put 4 pins onto my Pioneer squad. They foobarred, ran towards the edge of the table. However, they didn't go off the table. They were just before the edge, and then they rallied next turn. But they were useless to me. You know, they were so far on the flank, they were useless to me, because what happened was the plane came in opposite side to what we had nominated, and it crashed basically just right as I was looking at it, just right to centre. You'll be able to see on the pictures, there's an MDF disc with a hole in the middle, so that you can measure from the centre of that.
Yeah, right. And so how many turns did you get? Like, did you get to all 6 turns?
So in this game, we went to not quite 6 turns, but close. And I'll describe it more. So turn 4, the plane comes in. So we're in the 5th turn, and I'm thinking that he's going to move a spar trooper onto the objective. He didn't, which I thought, this is a ballsy move. He ended up killing off the last of my pioneers there. And I was like, what have I got left? The pioneers on my left flank were out of the game completely. Pioneers on my right flank had just died. A Panzer Grenadier squad went down and then stayed down. And due to some unfortunate rolling from him, even at point blank range, it negated me being down. They still had a couple of guys left. They were pinned there though. They were down and they weren't really going anywhere. They gathered more pins on them again. So at the end of the game, I brought in a command squad that was hiding behind the vehicle. Remember right at the start, I said the Panzer Grenadier platoon commander was hiding behind a building. So he ran across, got on the objective, and he moved his guys up, and basically it ended up in a draw.
Right, okay. Yeah, that's probably going to end up quite often in a draw, I imagine. Being right in the middle of the table and only being one objective.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's it's like you can get multiple units on it, and you don't have to kill the other unit that's on it to get it off them. So basically, it's whoever has the most units within the 3-inch radius of the center of that impact zone. So
okay, I missed that.
Yeah. So I got a couple of units on it at the end because I got the other Panzer Grenadier unit on it as well. But it ended up in a draw, and I had a really nice game. And the second time I played Mitchell, I played him at Spring Awakening, and it was another fantastic game against him.
Oh, that's excellent. All right, so good game, but a draw didn't affect you one way or the other in terms of your standing in the tournament. But one more game to go, eh?
One more game to go. So, following our rules, as in, you're playing the guy closest to you that haven't played before and that sort of stuff. I had the privilege of playing Brad. So Brad Witter, who came down to Spring Awakening. And hard case fella. I'm not sure whether you played him, Rex. I don't think you did.
Okay.
Great guy from New Plymouth. He was playing Italians.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So he was playing, I believe it was 12 order dice. Let me have a look. No, 13 order dice, 1,065 points.
Yep.
He's got Italians. I'll go through his list. So the rifle platoon, platoon commander, just him himself. We've got a paratrooper squad, which is 7 guys with submachine guns and 2 Panzerfausts. And they got fanatics. We've got Bersaglieri infantry, 7 guys with rifles. We've got an anti-tank team, which has got an anti-tank rifle, a light mortar team. So we've got auto protectos. We have got, these guys are transports, but they're pretty tasty transports. So there are 7 plus. Transport 8 guys. They got flak and they're open topped. It's got a pintle mounted MMG. So 2 of those.
Okay.
Go on to second platoon, which is an armoured platoon. It's got a AB41. Okay, armoured car. So we've got a hull-mounted rear-facing MMG, a turret-mounted, pintle-mounted MMG, and 2 turret-mounted medium machine guns.
Oof.
It's command vehicle, flak, recce, and dual-direction steering.
Okay,
so
anything else?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And M1542 medium tanks, so 2 of those. So that's got turret-mounted light AT guns, 2 coax MMGs, 2 hull-mounted MMGs, and 1 turret-mounted pintle mount MMG.
Okay, so a lot of MMGs over across the army then.
Yeah, yep. But wait, that's not all.
Okay, yes, go on.
We've got an engineer platoon. So we've got a platoon commander with SMG. We've got an infantry section, 7 men, 1 NCO and 6 dudes, 6 guys, 5 rifles and 2 flamethrowers. And an infantry section, which is an NCO and 4 guys, and they all have rifles. They just have the engineer's special rule. They're green, they have shirkers. But yeah. So it's a tasty army.
Yep.
And we know Brad's a good player. So I was in, I'll call it the Stalingrad board. So must have been a light dusting of snow, because it wasn't actually snow, but it was definitely a snow neoprene mat. And then on top it was a nice TT Combat ruined tank factory. And then Kieran, who owns it, had gone to the trouble of getting additional terrain made up. He had some nice, basically, ruins that included vehicles and stuff like that. He had the scatter terrain that came with the TD Combat tank factory kit. He'd also had some 3D printed like vehicle ramps, that you could work underneath, like create a pit for, mechanics to get underneath and stuff. And he had, I think it was about 3 or 4 T34 tanks on those that were obviously being constructed. So it's really nice and thematic. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
I love those we both love those diorama sort of little corners of the board.
Yeah, it was
not
cool.
So good for playing on necessarily, or not everybody's cup of tea for playing on. But man, I just love the look of it. So suspension of reality really gets me going. Yeah,
well, this one was good to play on. We had a railway track running down the middle, but we said we decided we were going to ignore that. No penalty to movement or anything.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was good to play on. We started off, so we're playing land grab. Land grab, so table quarters. So those of you who can't remember, 3 points for getting your opponent's deployment quarter, 1 point for each of your units getting in the neutral quarters, and 1 point we were playing for each one of the enemy units you destroy.
Okay, yep.
Oh, so then we deployed, and I don't know, I think about turn 4 I rolled more than a 2.
It was one of those games, was it?
It was, but again, it was one of those things I was going, you know what, should I have avoided the middle of the table and tried and done a big right hook or something? Basically both, as so often happens in this scenario, he decided to send a good portion of his force on a right flanking maneuver, doing a right hook around into that neutral table quarter and then coming into mine. I had decided to go the other way and did a right hook that way, so we sort of all pivoted around. I sent a small force around to the left to try and block him, but he sent an auto potato around with engineers in, but I didn't manage to get off the dice there. He came around the corner and flamed me in the face.
Okay.
The Bersaglieri came through the neutral quarter and the large tank factory ruins there. My guys who survived the flaming went through the narrow strip of dense terrain onto the other side. Took some shots of Bersaglieri, took 3 or 4 dudes, got assaulted, didn't win that one unfortunately. They're a regular Bersaglieri with Vetrum. On my right flank, I was basically unopposed and hooked all the way around. He had an anti-tank team that had gone up the stairwell around a factory building, an attacked factory building that we said was impassable except for the stairwell and the flat roof on top that the stairwell went to. His guys got up there, but eventually my Panzer Grenadier squad went up there, destroyed them, and then carried on going. they ended up hooking around into his table quarter, his deployment table quarter, so that was good, with an officer and the Ruppenschlepper. But the middle was where the real battle happened, so basically everything else went for the middle. I had spotters overlooking it. They lasted quite a long time, so I was trying to range in on his tanks that were in there, and his autopotatos, his enclosed anti-armored car with all the, with the most blooming MNGs that any armored car in the galaxy could have on it.
Yeah.
Was in there as well, just reversing, swinging its turret round. It's got more MMG shots to the rear than it does to the front.
Oh, right.
Because it's got
That
one
one,
hull mounted MMG in the front, 2 in the rear.
Yeah.
But then you turn your turret around as well, so you got more firepower at the rear than you do in the front.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny. Look, I got to the center of the board. I was actually, one of his tanks got there, and I sort of got the most units there after that. Couldn't destroy his tank. The flamethrower missed and run out of fuel. The Panzerfaust missed. Got my other guys out of the other pioneers out. The other tank was on the scene at that stage, and his MMG laden armored car just tried to split fire. The flamethrower missed and ran out of fuel. The Panzerfaust missed. Guys failed a flat order check, and so one of the pioneers failed a flat order check on needing 10. Because a veteran failed Fubard and then shot up the other pioneer squad.
Yeah. Okay. So probably one of the more entertaining games.
Oh, it was ultra entertaining. But I don't normally like to say the dice defeated me, and they certainly did not in this game. Brad played fantastic. The dice did not win. He won. But I tell you, we looked at each other, and I wasn't complaining, but I was definitely pursing my lips every time I rolled a 1 or a 2. And he said it first. He said, "Your dice, you just can't roll like anything above a 2." And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I don't want to complain." But late, I think about turn 4, I actually did start rolling some higher things. Most of my guys did by then. My mortar ranged in a couple of times, but it's only each mortar only killed a guy or maybe 2 guys at the most each turn. Just didn't wipe out anything, and he just got into my deployment zone, mopped up the mortars. He'd already mopped up the centre, and it was a comprehensive win to Brad and his Italians. I did manage to get my Panzer Grenadier squad into his deployment zone, so I took a moral victory. The Ruppenschlepper Ost made it as well. The platoon commander from the heavy weapons platoon actually made it, because he'd just started running, because there was not really any point there where he was at the back with the mortars. And the platoon commander got killed. The Ruppenschlepper got shot in the butt by I think one of his tanks. But the Panzer Grenadier squad assaulted his inexperienced light mortar, killed them, felt very victorious for themselves, and stayed in his quarter. So I don't know, it must have been a moral victory for them that they were actually alive to write home to their loved ones that night.
Yep.
And that was it. That was the end of my 5th game, Rex. All it remained was packing up, which everybody did. Everybody worked together as a team. It was great.
Yep.
You got some nice tables, so we didn't want to, damage anybody's stuff. It was really good. And then we got together for the prize giving.
Okay, prize giving.
Prize giving.
Right, so I'm guessing you didn't come out top tournament guy then this time round.
Oh no.
Must be a bit of a change, Dan, for you, being down around my level more so.
So I don't know where I came, because we only got told the top 3 finishes. I'll tell you the placings start.
Yep.
So Brad won. He ended up on 21 points and 1668 kill points.
Okay.
Anthony or Tony, came second, just on kill points. 21 points, so equal with Brad, but just over half the kill points, 867 kill points.
Okay, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a great finish by Anthony because he actually won in the last game against Kieran, who was on to, potentially beat Brad because Kieran finished on 19 points. So if he'd won, he would have leapfrogged, and he ended up with 2,702 kill points. So
Right.
that's obviously huge, and definitely helped by the fact I gave him 1,065 or whatever it was in my game.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say I gave it to him. He earned them. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done really well. I don't know where I finished. All I know is that those guys did really well. I
Yep.
guess I was middle of the road. So what did I finish with? Two wins, a draw, and 2 losses.
Yep.
I lost to the first place and the third place, so
Yeah.
not so bad.
Pretty respectable, yeah.
What I would say about the guys who won is that they all played really well, and they had good lists but played them very well. What I saw from it is that you definitely don't win by your list; you win by your playing. But if you're a good player and you have a really good list, then you've got the ability to sort of pull it out of the bag as well. So so that combination of both, an excellent, good generalship. Those guys nailed it. And I know, Brad's certainly been playing Italians last edition when they weren't so hot. Tony and Kieran are both really passionate players, and they're really into their armies as well. Tony's got a really nicely painted Soviet army, so you'll see that, and Kieran's going to be great by the time he finishes his Finns as well. The kill points competition. So we've killed the most guys at close combat. That went
Yes.
to Aidan, who had the British artillery platoon.
Okay.
So he got 34 kills in close combat. So well done to him.
With an artillery platoon. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
rifle
yeah.
platoons as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, did it? So artillery and what? 2 rifle platoons, was it?
Oh, I
Presumably.
can't remember looking back.
Yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't have been.
I think it was only
like
one rifle platoon. I can't remember, but
Okay.
painting was on by John. So John and his US guys, and he's got a really cool. He's one of the types of players that's gone the extra mile to help the theatre of the mind. He's got a really nicely painted up plane coming into attack as well for his forward air controller.
Cool.
Yeah. So listeners / viewers will be able to view that on our YouTube page. So that was cool. And I walked away with best sportsman. So that was nice. That was cool. And
that is good.
everybody got a prize. People walked away with tokens and stuff as well for the various things that went wrong / right. Because if you get an award for it, is it all wrong?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, I got best sport, and I walked away with a $60 voucher to a local Napier games store, and I also got to choose from the table prizes that were supplied by Warlord Games as well. So I also walked away on top of that $60 voucher with a German Heer winter weapons team. So yeah,
Okay.
that was
Fantastic.
great amount of work by the tournament organisers to get the prize support in. A lot of the other guys walked away with substantial vouchers to Carpety Hobbies on the Carpety Coast. I've talked about them before. They've been a sponsor of Spring Awakening as well.
Yep.
And of course they got to pick off the table too, and everybody else got prizes as well. Wooden Spoon got a cool prize. I think he got dice because he needed a new set of dice and some tokens and everything like that. So everybody was a winner.
Sounded like you needed a new set of dice, Dan, after that last game.
Well, I did stop at one of the river crossings, and I did wonder if I was going to throw my dice off the bridge.
Yeah.
I decided to give them a stay of execution. We'll see. We'll see how they go. We'll see how they go.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. So, so just to recap, just to give credit where credit's due with the sponsors, Wall of Games, as always.
Yep.
A made us a great game, and then B continues to support it with updates and FAQs and prizes. So well done to them.
Yep.
And did you say Kapiti Hobbies?
Kapiti Hobbies. Yep, that's right. And they're a sponsor
big favourite of yours,
like Wall of Games are.
Yes.
And we have got Cat and Mouse Hobbies in Napier, which sell collectible card games, models, board games, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So whole variety, as well as 3D printed miniatures, printed on order, I think.
Fantastic. Great stuff. All right. Well done. And you got best sportsman, even though you got your butt handed to you twice. So well done for holding it together.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I had
Game
my butt
5,
handed to me twice,
bit...
and I actually lost more guys in our game against Mitchell, which was the Kitty Hawk Down, my fourth game. I actually lost more. He killed more guys than I did. I lost more order dice substantially. I didn't entirely care. All I was just focused on was the objective of the game at the end of the game, and we ended up with a draw. But he'd killed more guys. So
normally by game 5, I'm if I've not done as well as what I hoped, I actually get a bit crabby, and so this is a bit of a warning to wargamers all around. Not a warning. That sounds a bit ominous, doesn't it? I actually get crabby with myself because I'm starting to make stupid decisions. So if you ever play me and I'm ever a bit crabby in game 5, I'm tired because I feel like an old man by the time I've played 5 games.
Yeah.
But B, I get cranky with myself, and I just hope that never overflows and the person thinks that I'm a crabby player, and I've sort of made a note for myself to be a bit more best sportsman when it comes to gaming. But oh my gosh, I hate making bad mistakes, just silly mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great event. I'm so glad I travelled the couple of hours over to there. I met up with some friends of mine that I've been gaming with on and off, because of course I haven't lived in Hastings all this time. But Bob and Stu, who are stalwart members of the Hastings Wargames Club, and I first met them 21 years ago. It was a fantastic catch up. We did some reminiscing. Bob gave me a little gift of a miniature, a classic Games Workshop Imperial Guard miniature. So I'm going to paint her up and put her on the site. Stu gave me a gift as well. After all this time, I actually gifted him my parachute regiment smock, because he's a hunter. And when I emigrated to Ireland, at one stage I gifted him my parachute regiment smock, thinking might come in handy as a woodsman. Very heavy cotton material, but I thought, you know what, it might find it useful, even for skinning or something like that. And I wanted somebody to have it because I couldn't fit it in my bags. And I also gave him a parachute regiment picture, like a framed picture. Both those meant a lot to me, and I sort of, wrote a message to him on the back and everything. And little did I know, because I know it was up at his house, in his Wargames room. I'd seen it there many a time when I visited, but he actually brought it in and he gifted it back to me, and he said they should go back to me as a treasure, that he knew they meant a lot to me. So he'd taken care of them for me all this time until he saw me again, and I was like, oh man, I was blown away. So that felt like the biggest prize, having such a good time, seeing everybody and getting those kind gifts and, reigniting lasting friendships. So it was great.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh,
yeah.
Really nice.
Massive thanks to everyone that was here. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed seeing you. Really enjoyed, meeting new people in the hobby, not all of which had managed to get to my event, and hopefully some more of them coming down to Spring Awakening in September this year. More on that soon. And Jamie and Simon as the primary TOs. They were definitely helped by John, and as well in that, and other people, but they sort of assumed the mantle as the primary TOs, particularly Jamie. was the face of things, but Simon was working in the background. So thank you so much for all the participants and the TOs.
Well, that sounds really great, Dan. I'm envious that you got to get away for a weekend's gaming. I'll have to sniff around and see what I can find near me, and do the same.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, you know what? Maybe we should call it a halt there. And next time we come back, we might just have to talk about Operation Spring Awakening 2026, Rex.
Sounds good. All right then, Dan. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Stay classy, Hastings.
Oh, he stole my line. Yep, stay classy, Napier.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All
See
right.
you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Bye now.
Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Cheerio, here I go on my way. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. With a cheer, not a tear, make it gay. Give me a smile I can keep all the while in my heart while I'm away. Till we meet once again, you and